This video is sponsored by the EA Creator Network. So I've just realized that it's been 10 years since my first video on YouTube. Hi, my name is Woohoo, Alex, Lex, Alexandra, whatever, Lady Stardust. I've had a few names in the past, but I've been creating Sims content for bloody as long as I remember. Like, I was on the Sims forums back in 2003. And then, yeah, I started making YouTube content after meeting Deligracy, because she was like, oh my God, you have a WoohooTattoo, that's hilarious. And I was like, you know what, I probably should, because this is kind of like something that I've always wanted to do, but never really kind of actually reached out and did. So I started a YouTube channel, and it was such a fun sort of way of getting my creativity out there. And I'm really excited to sort of go back and watch some of my videos that I did 10 years ago and compare them to the stuff that I'm making today. And I'm not saying that my stuff is perfect, because I'm growing all the time. In fact, I just switched over to DaVinci Resolve. Yes, I edit all of my own videos. I don't send them away to get edited. So I edit everything. I spend hours and hours getting it done. So today I thought I would go back through an old build that I did, and with the release of the Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature, give it a little bit of a redo. All right, so we just had a look at the original one, and now we're going to have a play with it in 2025. So I'm keeping the same sort of concept. Like, I want it to look like a little toadstool, but we have so many different sort of like build item upgrades now. Like, we've got new roofing, we've got different, I've learned so many things as well. Like, not only has my video editing gotten a little bit better, but my Sims building has gotten way better. So yeah, I thought I would just do this one today and have a little bit of a chat and talk you through sort of what I did here. So I wanted to create this sort of, fly, what is it called? I can't remember what they're called. I call them red cap mushrooms. Amantia? I can't remember. I'll write it. Amantia? I'm going to write it here. This is what they're called. And I was trying to find some the other day out there in the wild, and apparently they're out of season, even though it's the middle of winter here. But yeah. Also, okay, so I'm going to sort of talk about some of the things that I came across in this build. The little bit of, I don't know what you call it, like fascia in the middle there, for some reason is glitched. And there were some little things that, like, as I was building this, that I came across. So I'll mention them as I go through. And I wasn't really sure what sort of vibe I wanted with this build, but I really wanted sort of like a garden style cafe. And then you'll see what I do at the end. I sort of wanted to change, because I put on this block that's completely different to the other block that I had the first one on. And it's so different, like, it's huge. There are no sort of small blocks in, well, I put this in Everdew because it's a fairy cafe, right? This is where the fairies are going to be having their food. But yeah, then I had issues with the stairs, and it wasn't that I was having issues with the stairs. It's just that I didn't know where I wanted to put them. Okay. And then the problem that I had later is that when I put this actually in the game, there's a glitch and the wall just disappears. So yeah, it looks great, but then the wall disappears. So I couldn't even take like a really good screenshot in there because it just looks like trash. So this was me just mucking around trying to be like, how did I want this? I kind of wanted to like look down into that and sort of have like maybe a sort of, what do you call that? I can't think of the word right now. Where you look down and it's got like a balcony, but it's like a loft. That's the word. But then I realized that it was looking down into the bathroom, and I was like, that's disgusting. I'm not having that. I don't trust these Sims. They are dirty dogs. I just had a craving for nuggets and mustard sauce. Okay, moving on. But you'll see what I do here. So in the end, I completely demolish all of this. Don't worry, it will be changing very shortly. I really wanted to keep this sort of like fairy, sort of whimsical vibe with it as well. And I wasn't sure, if I wanted to make it a museum or anything like that as well. But I knew that I wanted to have the kitchen as like an open plan sort of kitchen so that the Sims could see their food being cooked with this sort of like farm to table kind of vibes. And then using these new like glass wallpaper, I've absolutely loved them, honestly. I did this at the back, so it sort of gives that sort of view where you can just come in and have this sort of like arboretum sort of look at the garden that's behind it. And I thought that was really, really sweet. Except for the toilet. I was like, oh, probably shouldn't have that in the toilet. And then the colors I decided to go for are like a brown and green. So dark brown and green were the kind of colors that were the original one because it was very earthy. In fact, I didn't have any floor cover in the previous one. It was just dirt. So I sort of stepped away from that because now we've got so many different options when it comes to flooring. Oh, look, this is where I realized that putting that door there is not going to work. So I had to start all over again. And oh my God, this is where chaos starts because it was just not working for me. But I still wanted it to look cute. Great use of half walls there. If you didn't pick that, put in some half walls. I actually get rid of those columns as well because I feel like I just didn't need them in the end. This is where I realize, oh, I'm going to put a toilet there. We don't want glass walls because that's an invasion of privacy. Disgusting. And then this was a challenge as well, trying to find doors that would fit. Not only on the curved part, but also on the short half wall. Oh, yes. And then I was having issues here with this. For some reason, if I built one wall, it was just going to delete the whole staircase. So I ended up having to like just take one section at a time until I found which part it was. And then I ended up having to delete the whole staircase anyway. So we started again. Use the good old place the staircase and then press Control to drop it down. And then I was like, oh, how do I put a floor there? Oh, I'm going to have to just, put some... Nope, nothing's working to cover that up. Oh my gosh, what am I going to have to do here? Nothing worked. So then I was like, all right, well, I'll drag this... Oh! And it deleted it. So then I had to put this back in here. Then it deleted the wall again. And this is where I was starting to, really consider my career as a simmer. But we got it working in the end. I don't know how I did it. I think I just copied. And voila, we have it now. We got there in the end. And there we go. That is our upper floor and lower floor. So now it's just a matter of doing some interior design. So if you guys have made it this far, thank you so much. You can also use my code Woohoo. If you buy any Sims 4 DLC, The Sims 1, Sims 2 Remastered, not remastered, whatever it is, on EA app, any Sims DLC on EA app, use my code Woohoo because that'll actually help me. They actually send me a little bit of commission and that will go into like a little tally and then eventually I get paid out. And it's so wonderful to see who's used it because I'm like, oh my God, you love me. But thank you so much for being here for 10 years. Oh my goodness. If you're like one of my OG like subscribers, please put a holla in the comments. It was really, really fun to do this build. I had such a fun time. It was nice to revisit. So if there's a build that you want me to revisit next, please let me know in the comments below. If you're new here and this is the first video that you found of me, hello, welcome. My name is Alex. I'm an Australian Sims content creator. I hate saying content creator. I've been playing The Sims for like 25 years now, and it's kind of my life. I always joke that I have the Simstism. My friends at work are literally like, don't talk to Alex about The Sims because I will literally talk your ear off. But this is me. This is what I do. I have a Sims podcast. So I'm a yapper and I would literally talk about The Sims forever. So I figured, you know what? I'm gonna record it. So if you're interested in being on my podcast or listening to my podcast, please get in touch. My podcast is live mode and you'll see, actually I'll put a little ding up here so that you can see the latest episodes as they come out. Now, as you can see, this is sort of coming together now. We are building the kitchen. I love the kitchen in this. It's so cute. I would love to work here, honestly. Just a little farm to table, little restaurant. I really wish you could make wineries in The Sims. It just doesn't work the same way. But, you know, whatever. One day maybe. There's other things that are more important right now, right? But yeah, thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate it. And this will be up on the gallery if you want to download it. However, it uses a lot of packs. So just keep that in mind. If you've got all the packs because you're a freak like me, then go for it. It's on the gallery. Check out WoohooTattoo for all of my creations. You can go back and see all my old shiz because there's so much there. But yeah, thank you for having a look, and I'll be back in just a second with some more voiceover to finish this video out. All right. So you can see here that I've basically finished the interior. And yeah, I really wanted to say thank you so much if you've still stuck around this whole time and just watched me build. I hope I've made it nice and relaxing for you. Yeah, let me know if you like this video by hitting like and subscribe. But yeah, so I kind of wanted it to look a little bit like a mushroom. So it's got mushroomy vibes. It's got little cottagecore vibes. It's just a little bit fun. So you've obviously got the kitchen upstairs. We've got the dining room. I wanted to have like an open plan, and then out the back have that sort of, you know, garden-y kind of vibe. And then out the front sort of just have like a nice sitting reading kind of area. And then the dining room, obviously very fancy, very, very fancy, but obviously still sort of leaning into that whole like cottagecore element. Like this could probably be even placed in Henford-on-Bagley. So yeah, you can definitely use it in either way, because I guess there's a lot of mushrooms in that one as well. So I had to have one of those fatigue mats. I always put the fatigue mats in my restaurants, and I love making restaurants in The Sims 4. It's probably one of my favorite things to do. It is just the best. And I, as a builder, I personally don't love to use move objects on. And there's a reason for that. Because I'm a game player, I find that it kind of ruins it for me. So when I'm playing the game and there's something floating, it really drives me insane. I will probably use moves objects on, but right at the end for decorations that I absolutely have to. But yeah, see how that bit broke? Like it drives me insane. I don't know why. It just fucked up and it's gone now. I don't know. Oh no, it's there now. Okay, I don't know. At the end, you'll see it breaks and it drives me nuts, but whatever. And in the bathroom, I put the outhouse or the dunny. If you're Australian, it's a dunny. Although I don't think I've ever called a dunny, let's be real. If you're in Australia, do you call them dunnies? It's kind of one of those, like, you say it ironically. I'm going to start calling them dunnies now. Have some books over here. And then, yeah, I really wanted it to be like book nookie. And anything that has mushrooms on it. Oh, and this is where I start to get a bit freaky with the landscaping, because again, your girlie has grown up. I've learned quite a lot when it comes to building, but I'm really bad at landscaping, apparently. And I didn't realize that the fence was going to fall down that much. Whoopsies. It's fine. Everything's fine. Whatever. I actually really like how it turned out too, to be honest. It kind of just came to me in the middle of the night. I was like, oh, I could totally make a restaurant like that. And I'm like, wait a minute, I've already made a restaurant like that. I should go check that out and see. I'm like, oh, it's horrible. I can do better than that. So that's where the whole concept of this one came from. And oh my goodness, I'm going to make a little pond. Because this is where I start to go a little bit chaos. Because I know what my brain's like. Whenever I do this shit, my brain's like, we need a wedding venue, and then it can also have a playground, and we should also have somewhere for the kids, and then we could also have a picnic area, and then, oh, while they're on picnic, they want to have a camp, and then also this, and then by the end of it, I've got like 18 different freaking activities, and it was supposed to be a restaurant. And then this is where I start to get a little bit fancy. So I've just recently learned how to do this. And it's my new favorite thing. I don't know what her name is. Is it like Pramalita or something like that on Instagram? She's like an Indonesian, or they are an Indonesian. I'm sorry, I don't know their gender. An Indonesian simmer. and they do all sorts of different sort of hacks on building. And I believe that they do this one where it's like, they'll build a basement and then raise something up. So this is what got me thinking. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can do that when it comes to making a pond. So when it kind of sits on top of the pond, it looks fine, whatever. But if you put them just under and like on different levels, it really does give this kind of different sort of, I guess, variation and sort of spectrum to your little weeds in there. It's very cute, I think. Anyway, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of practice to get good at. The first time I did it was while I was making a camper van, and I had to like practice putting the little tiny lights on there as indicators, and oh my goodness, drove me insane. But yeah, that's that bit. I'll come back again in a little bit and tell you about the finale. Hit like, subscribe. My name's Alex. Use my code Woohoo when you buy Sims content. Sponsored by EA. And that's all. Thank you. Bye. So as you can see, this is my redo of my little mushroom restaurant. Let's head up these stairs and just have a look around here actually. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you're new here, welcome to my content. It's not normally like this. I'd had a bit of a yap this time, but it has been a good time. This is such a fun little build. I know that there are some things I want to do it differently. I'd probably make it a little bit bigger. I do know that I need to paint the ceiling because the ceiling is not brown and I wanted it to be like a brown. And also I kind of need to just readjust the placement of some of the tables because I had one werewolf in there and it just drove everybody crazy. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this one. Don't forget you can go and grab this one from the gallery. You can use my username WoohooTattoo. And yeah, hit like, subscribe, and hit the little notifications bell if you like videos like this. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to redo any other one of my videos or builds, because it's been 10 years. I've been on this bloody website for 10 years. That's crazy. Thank you guys again. I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye.